Hi guys, most men don't realize this until it's too late, but how she treats you when you have nothing will tell you everything you need to know about her.
Ladies, you don't want to be with a man that just wants you for what you can provide. You want a man to want you for who you are and vice versa.
Not when you're up, not when you're taking her out, validating her every move, blowing up her phone with attention she didn't earn. Not when you're handing her a version of yourself that's already complete.
If the money is pouring in and she loves me and she loves the trips and she loves the purses and she loves her upkeep, like getting her hair done and her nails done and her lashes and her brows and all of that, she wants to go on the trips.
I'm talking about when you're in the trenches, when life hits you in the mouth, when your confidence is shaken, when the money isn't flowing, when your energy is low and your focus.
But what's going to happen, or how will her attitude or her character or her nature or her disposition, how will it be if I have nothing? It's easy to accept gifts, but it's not easy to stay loyal when your man is on the bottom. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Travis, and welcome to the IPH Theory. Also, I am one half of the Cultural Discussions. Please like, follow, and subscribe to both entertainment channels and platforms on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to spend too much time on this lesson today, but this lesson revolves around the great, highly insightful, and beautiful Olivia Alexa. And I've done many videos not with Olivia, but with her content. I've never met her in person. We've spoken maybe one time on the comments, and I appreciate you for, even commenting on my video as massive as your platform and your notoriety is, and you are making a beautiful impact on society. My most recent lesson that I did with some of Olivia's content is really one of my biggest videos. That one is called, Are You Sexually Competing with Her Past? I've also done another lesson over You Attract What You Are. I've also done another lesson over Is She Faking Her Interest? I did another lesson regarding the 304 phase. Some people call it the whole phase. And she shamed that and that phase in many young ladies' lives. And I did another lesson entitled, You're Not Her First Option. But today's lesson is about a video and a lesson that she did about how she will expose herself every time. So this is my 6th lesson that I'm doing that involves Olivia Alexa. And Olivia, how's it going, buddy? You keep this beautiful content coming. You are wise. You are highly intelligent. You are brilliant. You communicate well. I love your platform. But let's get to this next one.
Hi guys, most men don't realize this until it's too late, but how she treats you when you have nothing will tell you everything you need to know about her. Not when you're up, not when you're taking her out, validating her every move, blowing up her phone with attention she didn't earn. Not when you're handing her a version of yourself that's already complete. I'm talking about when you're in the trenches, when life hits you in the mouth, when your confidence is shaken, when the money isn't flowing, when your energy is low and your focus is internal because you're trying to rebuild. That's when her real identity shows, because women don't just attach to you, they attach to how you make them feel. They attach to what you represent, and when that emotional high fades, so does their loyalty. A woman will say she loves you, she'll say she's down for you, but those words mean nothing if she bails when the benefits disappear. Yes, some women are loyal to the man, but most are just loyal to the feeling of being chosen by the man. And when you're no longer choosing her the way you used to because you're focused on survival and your grind, she starts to pull away. She starts looking elsewhere, and you're left wondering how someone who once called you their everything flips so fast. But let me break this down clearly. That woman didn't change. She just revealed who she truly was. You see, it's easy to love someone when they're giving. It's easy to stay loyal to a man who's pouring into you nonstop. But real character shows when there's nothing to gain. Most men never get to see that side of a woman until it's too late. They confuse attraction for commitment. They mistake convenience for loyalty. They think she stayed with me when I was up means she'll ride with me if I lost it all. And then the loss comes and she's gone. So let me ask you this. Can she sit with you in silence while you rebuild? Can she respect your distance while you get your mind right? Can she hold her position when you're no longer her source of validation, entertainment, or emotional highs? Because that's the real test. Cut off the attention, cut off the money, cut off the time and emotional availability, and see if she adds value or disappears. See if she leans in or backs out. Because the woman who can handle you at your lowest, she's not just in love with your potential, she respects your reality. And if she folds the second things stop benefiting her, good. That's exactly what you needed to see. Now you go and rebuild. Not for her, not to prove a point, but because now you know, and knowledge is leverage. You know what to look for next time. You know the difference between a woman who stands beside you and a woman who just stands there until things get hard. You don't need her to clap for you. You don't need her to believe in your comeback, because the real ones don't wait for the victory lap. They walk through the war with you. So if you're in that stage right now, don't waste your time chasing women who vanished when things got dark. Focus on evolving mentally, emotionally, financially, spiritually, because when you level up for real, the ones who left can't reach you anymore. And if she does try and come back, she's not coming back to the same man she left. She's coming back to a version of you that upgraded through pain, clarity, and discipline. You just need to make sure that she upgraded herself just as much, because the next time you let someone close, it needs to be someone who can handle your silence, not just your spotlight, because how she treats you when you have nothing reveals everything. So with that being said, until the next video, I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it was only 3 minutes, and I will not take up too much of your time. But what Olivia said is absolutely true, and it's absolutely important. And this goes for men and women. Ladies, you don't want to be with a man that just wants you for what you can provide. You know, you want a man to want you for who you are, and vice versa. You know, if the money is pouring in and she loves me and she loves the trips and she loves the purses and she loves her upkeep, like getting her hair done and her nails done and her lashes and her brows and all of that, she wants to go on the trips. But what's going to happen, or how will her attitude or her character or her nature or her disposition, how will it be if I have nothing? You know, it's easy to accept gifts, but it's not easy to stay loyal when your man is on the bottom. You know, as a man, that you have a woman who was there for you when she's not here for the money. She's not here for the glitz and the glamour and the cars and the restaurants and the trips. But if I had money once and I just so happened to lose it from a bad investment or from whatever happened in our life, are you going to be there as I rebuild? That's going to let you know who is in love with you and who wants you for you. They say a man's loyalty is tested whenever he has everything. You know, he's handsome, he's big, he's strong, he has the money, he has the opportunities. So will you be faithful, or how many women will you have on the side? But they say a woman's loyalty is tested when her man has nothing. Ladies, if your man loses it all, will you still be there for him? If he used to give you a monthly allowance of $5,000, but now the monthly allowance has to be $1,000 because 4 of that 5,000 needs to go towards the electricity and the car notes and cell phone and internet and the kid's school, are you going to be okay with that? Are you going to belittle him? Are you going to talk about him behind his back? Every day is not going to be perfect. You know, some financial years are going to be better than some other financial years. But with that financial year, we can't spend all that money on purses and on trips. We have to put that into investments, life insurance, crypto, stocks, real estate, land. Will you stay down when I'm down? Ladies lose their job too, but no, as a man, we're not here for your money. I just did a lesson on men have genuine emotions. I was speaking about how many of our emotions are authentic. We want to get to know her, but before she gets to know us, what is your credit score? What do you do? How much money do you have? What does your future hold? I just want to get to know you. I want to love you, not what you can provide or what you can do or what you can bring or how you can progress or advance or bring some sort of development to my life, because we can do that together. But like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to spend too much time on this. This could be a 15-minute lesson or topic or segment, but I lifted weights yesterday, so I'm going to take a jog today. And I really want to go exercise. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Travis. Look, if your love is real and your respect and your loyalty is real, your love should not change whether you're rich or poor. You need to stay with me. As long as I'm not cheating on you, I'm not bringing you any embarrassment. I'm not cheating on you. But if I have a bad financial year, is your character and your attitude going to change towards me? I hope not, because that would be disgusting. It would be abysmal and horrific. It would be flat out awful. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Travis. Much love to you and your loved ones. Please like, please comment, please share, and subscribe if you want to. If you've watched at least 2 of my videos or seen any of my shorts, you should be subscribed, but I can't force you. Have a wonderful day.